Hello everyone, it is Erin Floto here, and I am going through my pregnancy journal. So I've talked about this a little bit on the channel before, that I started this pregnancy journal with more intention than what I actually did with it. And so now there feels like a whole lot of wasted pages in here, but I did want to show you what the final look of the pregnancy journal was. So I called this our baby journey because we were struggling trying to conceive because of some medical issues that I had. So we have baby Butler here. So this is all of the information regarding like my medical diagnosis, what we were doing for our fertility treatments, and then what our positive test was. I had intended to do a heck of a lot more when it came to like tracking and things like that. But by the time I started this, like I had a whole nother notebook beforehand and I realized tracking something as difficult as this journey has been was probably not the best for my mental health. So I just completely abandoned that journal and then just kind of gave the synopsis here. So one of the reasons why this is so short is because of that like I did not want to continually track something that was causing me distress. So I really just kind of did the bare bones. Hey, this is what happens to get us to a positive pregnancy test. And then from there, I have the pregnancy tracker. We did not make it to 40 weeks. We made it to week 39. Technically, we made it to week 39, day 6. So, and then we have welcome baby boy. So this is our son, Bryson Butler. So something's wrong with my printer that it's printing weird colors. So I might go back in and update this, but that is one of his newborn photos from the hospital. And then basically I just went through and I did by trimester. So I did first trimester, that was weeks 1 through 12. And then what the baby size was from week 4 to week 12. What the best and the worst of that trimester was. Again, I kind of had anticipated doing a bit more, but it was very clear during the first trimester that there was so much going on all the time. I was so tired my first trimester that really this, and I didn't even do this until later, but this was kind of the most that I could do. So I did the best part, the worst part, and then just kind of like a synopsis of how things went the first trimester. And then I have a section on thoughts and feelings where it's like kind of my little message to my son during that trimester. Like, hey, here's how we were doing, how we were feeling, and something that we want to tell you about. So I have my week 6 sonogram and my week 9 sonogram on here. This washi tape is just covering up some of the medical information. Then we move on to the second trimester. Again, we have weeks 13 until 27. This has the rest of the baby sizes over here. Again, the best part about the second trimester, the worst part about the second trimester, I was diagnosed with gestational diabetes in week 15. So that was really tough. A lot of folks don't get diagnosed until later on in the pregnancy, so they can kind of eat whatever they want. I was forced to be very strict with my diet through the entire pregnancy just for his safety. And then again, I have a section for thoughts and feelings. And then I have my week 12 and my week 20 sonogram on here as well. And you can kind of see him taking shape here. And then the final trimester, so this is weeks 28 until birth. So we have the week 28 and the week 37. We had a lot more sonograms in this. Because of my gestational diabetes, we had to do a lot of additional tests to make sure his size was okay. And because there's always a risk for the mother with gestational diabetes that their child is going to be a larger size, or you need insulin or anything like that. I was lucky enough that I was able to maintain being diet controlled. In fact, the entire last 4 weeks, my sugar numbers were actually low a lot. So I actually was able to introduce candy into my very strict gestational diabetes diet control. I would have like little packets of Nerds and things like that, just to make sure that I maintained my blood sugar levels at a reasonable level. So starting at week 36, we had weekly ones. So I think I had a sonogram at week 28, week 32, 34, and then 36, I have weekly ones. And so again, I have a section for the best. The best part was being so close to meeting him. But the worst part was it was so uncomfortable. So we have those sonograms, and then again with the baby sizes. And then I have his arrival date here, and again, thoughts and feelings. And from there, I don't really have anything else going on in here. So my thought process on what I want to do from here with this notebook. I have already ordered a second notebook that is more in line with what his nursery is and all that kind of stuff. So, because we didn't do a galaxy theme for his nursery, we did a woodland bear theme. So doing any sort of like firsts or anything like that with him in this notebook doesn't really feel right. It's just not. If he's going to be wearing all this bear stuff and it's still a galactic theme, it just won't vibe well with me, and I won't want to use it. So my thought process is to kind of end this journey here. Maybe I will write a little note on the delivery, and then, you know, my first note to Bryson in here, and then kind of act like this is a closed chapter of our baby journey. And then if we do decide to have another kid, I could also go back in here and fill out some more pages, depending on like what we do from there. Because I also don't want to continue like doing anything regarding PCOS or infertility or anything like that if it's not like the journey that we're on. So like I feel like this is like kind of a closed first chapter, and then if we do decide to have a second kid, then we can kind of pick it up from there. Again, even if we have a second kid, that's a lot of room to waste in this notebook. I am lucky enough that I have a mega amount of notebooks at my disposal. So I'm not super worried about ruining, or not ruining, but not utilizing the notebook well enough. So I think that's where I'm going to leave it. I will keep this notebook. I think it's really nice memories for me to keep. But I don't think I'll be doing more in here. And I've come to peace with that. But I do think that like if we do decide to have a second, I would probably just continue it in this notebook, knowing how the first pregnancy went and how little I did regarding any sort of tracking or anything like that. I do think that if we were to have a second one, that I would I would be fine using this notebook again. So I'm going to call that chapter closed. I did want to just kind of do that roundabout, like, okay, this is the final look at where we are at in this chapter for the pregnancy journal. So I hope this video was helpful for you. One, not everyone uses every aspect, every single page in their journal. And you know what? To be honest, that's quite fine. Use it how you need to use it. And the other people can just, you know, go away. So that's what I've got. I hope that this video was enlightening or a good source of approval for other people, that you don't have to use every page in your planner. So thank you so much for joining, and I will see you next time. Bye, everyone.